Alright, so just wanted to review the trade that I took today to get funded with TopStep. So one of the strategies that I have on my Discord server available for purchase is called the ORB Strategy, and if you're not familiar with what an ORB is, it's an opening range break strategy, where during the first given period of a market open, could be the Asian Open, the London Open, or the New York Open, you define a range based on the movement of the candles. In this case, I've chosen to use a 15-minute opening range, so market opens 7:30 a.m. my time, 9:30 a.m. New York, and during that first 15 minutes, we've established the high and the low of the range, and then mark that out. The indicator does that for you, labels it, done. So then, once that happens, you basically wait for price to break out of that range. And once it's broken out of the range, it has the opportunity to come far enough out, come back, retest the opening range, and then continue on in the breakout direction. In this case, it tried to break out on the lower end, but failed and re-entered the range, came up here to the top, once again broke out, and I've got a little confirmation coded in here so that once it comes out far enough and returns back towards, it's basically a measure of the pullback towards the opening range. If it is significant enough, it's able to then trigger these signal candles, which the indicator can alert you to. And once you get that and the entry criteria is met, it will print a buy signal. And depending on settings that you provide in the indicator, you can determine how much risk you want to use, how many candles you want to look back in order to set your stop at your recent swing high or low based on price structure. It will then automatically calculate your TP level based on your risk-reward ratio that you want to identify, and then you can tell it how far out to mark the trade so that you can see it easily. And so that's what that does here. It prints the entry, automatically marks out your entry level here with the gray line, your stop loss with the red line, your take profit with your green line, so that you don't have to spend your time, say, grabbing the long position here, putting it on, making sure it's at the right spot, measuring out just exactly 1 to 1.5, etc. And then while you're taking all that time, getting it ready to create a limit order and going in and doing that, your trade opportunity may have already passed. But if you are using this indicator, once this buy signal triggers, based on the max risk, which you identified here before entering into any kind of trade or really any thought to the market, based on that max risk value, it will automatically calculate the distance to your stop loss and tell you how many contracts you should enter based on your max risk value, so that this range will correlate to the max number of contracts you should trade while keeping you underneath your max risk dollar amount. So I entered this trade today and rode it all the way up here to the top of this range here for a nice win. Obviously they're not all winners, but a lot of them are winners. This is a pretty good strategy. You can adjust these values however you want, targeting 1 to 1, 1 to 1.5. Figure out what works best for you. And this particular trade here was the last one I needed to get funded with TopStep Express account just today, April 30th, and looking forward to pulling some money out of the market here very soon. Happy trading. Talk to you later.